Hello, this is Natasha from YMO Homeschool, and today I wanted to give you a little overview of the Memoria Press second grade literature, the components you will need for the literature, and kind of how this works. I'm only showing you one selection here. If you'd like to see all of the selections that Memoria Press second grade literature comes with, please check out my Memoria Press second grade unboxing video, because in that video you'll be able to see all the selections. The one I have for this video is Animal Folktales of America, which is the second book that is scheduled in the Memoria Press literature. The different components you will need are the second grade literature dictionary, the phonics flashcards. These flashcards have a sound on the front and words that go with that sound on the back. You will need the classical phonics book, and in this book it has different lists of words depending on the phonics rule. And it also has assessments. Okay. Starts off very easy. This book is used kindergarten through second grade. You will also need the student study guide and the teacher guide, and of course the literature selection itself. So again, this is the second book in the second grade literature program. I'm going to show you the first story just so you get an idea of the reading level. So here is the first story. This is what they would read on one day. It's just this page and this page. That's it. All right, now let's get into how this works. So in the teacher guide, you will see that it has all kinds of information, notes, how to use, all of that good stuff, model lesson plan. But let's dive in to how this works. So chapter 1, you'll notice, is broken up into 2 different days, okay? For day 1, you would do pre-reading activities, which include syllabication for pronounce and spell word barrel. Phonics flashcards, you would do all of these phonics flashcards. Notice they are numbered. They are numbered on each card. So you would go over all those phonics flashcards. Common words, these are also on a flashcard. It's flashcard 211. And review the wells to spell I. I don't know what I just said, but review the ways to spell I. Then you would actually read the chapter. After you're done reading, you would come back to post-reading day 1, phonics word study with classical phonics, and again, it tells you what page, so page 97 and 107. And then review ways to spell long I. So then you would come in here, you would turn to page 97, and notice also it tells you, you want to focus on the ow sound. So on 97, it has ow and ow with the OW, but it said the OU. So we would go read all of these. And then 107, ear. And so then you would jump over there. And you would do these words. Okay, then day 2, it has you review the flashcards listed above and review ow, and put several words from classical phonics, page 97 on the board. Have students come to the board, underline the letters OU, and read the word. In the actual lesson plans, if you have those, if you buy the complete set, or you can buy individual lesson plans as well, it will also tell you to reread the chapter. So then you would also do on the worksheet in the student workbook, where did I put that? Right here. You would do these activities. So for chapter 1, you have your vocabulary, you have your comprehension questions, and your discussion. Now, the vocabulary is to be done before you read. I should have mentioned that. You use the handy-dandy second grade literature dictionary to look up the words in bold, and then the student writes the definition with the pronounce and spell. Those are the kind of more difficult words that they might come across in the story. After you read, you would do the comprehension questions and then the discussion. Now, sometimes there is something else to do. For example, on chapter 2, there's actually a Chapter 2 assessment in the appendix. And so you'll see that here. And this is, you know, a little reading or phonics assessment. Again, on Chapter 6, there's an assessment. And on Chapter 7, there's an enrichment, okay? So notice how it ties in the phonics and the reading, the comprehension, the vocabulary, the literature, all of it. Sometimes you will see a little art activity. Draw a picture of one or more of your favorite animals in this chapter. Draw a picture of one or more of your favorite animals in this chapter. Draw a picture of your poem, because they're writing a poem here. Draw a picture of the story as you imagine it. Okay, so that is that. Now, Memoria Press expects the students to write incomplete sentences. However, they do not expect second graders to be able to write complete sentences on their own. So what they tell you to do is actually to write out the student's response and then have them copy it. So you would want to get them orally telling you a complete sentence, and then you would write it out and they would copy their answer that you wrote out right here on the lines. So you'll see each day, or each chapter I should say, there's the pre-reading and the post-reading. It'll tell you when to do the assessments, that sort of thing. Now the lesson plan, like I said, breaks this up into multiple days. So let me show you that. Okay, so in the lesson plan, you'll see that you would read, you do chapter 1, the pre-reading, pronounce and spell the vocabulary, and read that first chapter. The next day, you would do the post-reading, the comprehension questions, and the discussion. The next day, notice you're still on chapter 1. You would do the post-reading day 2, and the animal folk tales, reread Fish Out of Water. So that one chapter took 3 days. Chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 4, chapter 4. So you'll notice that it really breaks this up and takes quite a long time. So this book takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks to get through. However, there's really only 14 chapters. So for a 5-day school week, if you did a chapter a day, you're looking about 3 weeks. So what we do is we do 1 chapter a day. That's what we do. So we do all of the activities in 1 day. And we do not reread the chapter because that would drive my daughter crazy. So it is a bit time consuming when we do the phonics work and then the reading and then the discussion and that sort of thing. But I would say really it's probably about a half hour total. It's not that time consuming. Maybe a little bit longer, but I don't think so because right now the chapters are so short. Now I will mention that this lesson plans, cover does not come from Memoria Press. When you buy a Memoria Press package, they send you a lesson plan book, but they also send you printable lesson plans. And so I went ahead and printed all of those myself because then I can write in it and feel good about it. I don't want to write in my real lesson plan book so that I can reuse it. So I've chosen to print them out and I put this cute cover on here and bound it, but that's how I keep track of all the different things. But anyway, I thought I would mention that this cover is not from Memoria Press. So that is how that works. They really want you to dive deep into literature. They want you to do that second day of reading so that you can work on fluency and that sort of thing. But as of yet, my daughter is not having trouble with the reading selections. She already finished Prairie School and she already read the first chapter of this today. And she's not having any trouble so far. So I don't feel like we need to really be pushing that fluency because she's already reading it fluently the first time she's reading it. We also, partway into the first book, we stopped writing in the student study guide because it's just a lot of writing. It's quite a lot of writing when you combine it with all of the other subjects. Now, that is not the Memoria Press way, but I just did want to mention that that we are just doing it orally, which is working really well for us. So if we were not doing this orally, I bet you this literature would take us about an hour. But because we're doing it orally, it's just taking about a half hour. And so that's working great for us. We really enjoy this so far. The selections have been quite nice, and the guides and things are just very nice and appealing visually. And I really do enjoy this classical phonics book. This is my style, simple and to the point. And the phonics flashcards also give that additional practice, which we also enjoy. She hasn't had any trouble with these either. She's a really good reader, but we still do them just for extra practice. So if you have any questions, please let me know, but I hope that was helpful.